Hello, welcome to another Aussie Mac Zone. How you going this week? It's Glenn here with the gang, and we've got another heap of stories and a nice full show for you. Aussie Mac Zone is brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au. If you need web hosting, jump aboard. Nice, cheap, little affordable plans. Professional or your own personal blog, whatever, from $5.95 per month. Go check them out, athwebhosting.com.au. So welcome everyone. Yes, it is another week of the Zone. A couple of stories to get through, and to help us do that, we welcome Garth. Hello, Garth.
Glenn, how are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. What have you been up to this fortnight? Hanging low?
Wonderful fortnight. I've been going to work, basically. That's about it.
I think that's about what we all do, isn't it?
Yeah, get up, go to work, come home, and
yeah, that's how it goes.
Do a podcast
and go around again. All right, and
could be better.
Yeah, and also as always, who's next? Michael. Hey, Michael.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yes, it is another fine week. It is too, and the NRL starts down your way this week, so that's mighty fine.
Yeah, my little bunnies are there.
Oh,
ready to kick it off.
How'd they go? I totally missed the Charity Shield. How'd they go?
They flogged them 30-6 or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. I think
great start for us.
Yes, I think the Nines got me all confused this year because I normally do watch the Charity Shield, but I missed it. All right, yeah. And in the other corner we've got Jace from SA. Hey, Jace, how you doing?
Hey, Glenn, Michael, Garth, and listeners. Yes, reporting here from the V8 capital of Australia here in Adelaide.
Oh, so you've been down to the motor car racing?
It's a very good weekend and a very busy weekend, but yeah, it was certainly action packed.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, look, let's get straight into some stories, and see what's been going on in the big wide world of Mac. So where are we going to start? Someone's showing me a picture. What's this one here? We talked to Samsung paying for attention. Oh, yes, that's right. I did read this story. Samsung, there was a selfie. Ellen DeGeneres at the Academy or the Oscars or whatever you want to call them. She's done a selfie. Now, apparently, this was taken. Oh, this was on her iPhone. So, okay, there's two stories there. I read the other story. I read another story. Michael, did you pop this story in today?
Yeah. There was for those people that actually got to see some of the Oscars, she was quite obviously walking around with a big Samsung phone and taking pictures of everybody and walking down into the audience.
Right, yes.
So Samsung were obviously, as we said last week, paying for attention. And then she's gone out the back and done a selfie with one of the other people from her iPhone. Yeah,
because the big news in the story that I read was that apparently there was a sort of a selfie taken outside in the lounge area, and that was with a Samsung Note 3 or something, and the story was, and because it was big and probably made the papers or whatever, was because it was apparently the most retweeted tweet in history, and that was 3 million retweets. But here you go. She gets backstage, and looks like it was taken probably with her own personal camera, which is the iPhone. So it looks, so that's conflicting stories there, isn't it? That's because I saw that one that you popped in there, and I thought, oh, yeah, what are we talking about the Samsung selfie for? But it wasn't. She's, the iPhone. So good stuff. Do you reckon she got an iPhone 5S?
I think she'd have to.
Yeah, probably.
She's far enough up the list, I think, to
get one.
Yeah.
You reckon she's got a Mac Pro at home? Reckon that she's that?
Oh, I don't know whether they've made that many yet.
So you're still waiting for yours, Michael?
Oh yeah, if only.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Now, Jace, Tim Cook? What's he on about? He's.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. So there was Apple regularly have investor briefings, and Tim was speaking at the briefing, and there was a group of right-wing, maybe climate deniers there who the US being very full of capitalism and ruthless capitalism, were quite shocked when Tim was coming out saying that Apple wouldn't single-mindedly pursue profit and, would put in place green initiatives and it wouldn't be, only because it was going to produce a capital return. It was actually for the, the good of the planet and the good of the environment. And some people took exception of this and demanded that, that Apple should be, everything should be around making profit. And, there was, I think, a bit of a tweet fest and things that are coming out on the internet were saying people should invest in Apple and, all kinds of drama there. But, I mean, I don't think Apple would be alone here. I think, to me, it's around, what would be called social responsibility of companies. So, I think the same as they may, donate to charity and things like that. Not everything's around profit.
No,
exactly. Yeah. And I think it was during the this is a group, this think tank owns about 3% of the shares or something like that. And during the shareholder meeting, they put forward a proposal that Apple should disclose all payments all costs and any payments that are to do with green energy or things like that. And it was completely, disregarded. The proposal was, thrown out. So during the question and answer time afterwards, they said, well, hey, come on, you need to do this. And the cook said something along the lines of, when we make our products usable by the blind, the last thing we think of is the bloody ROI.
Yeah, well, that's good.
The return on investment. And for Cook to, swear and sort of become, bloody is a swear in the US, I suppose, but become quite animated and heated, I really think says a lot for the position Apple takes on this sort of stuff.
Well, would it actually be negative, to the same, extent of,
exactly
as around social profitability? I mean, for myself, it's like, well, I think it's always a balance. And look, you want to, whether it's your own company, whether you're, responsible, you put in a position where you're responsible, for a public company. I think it's always a balance there between all your stakeholders. You want to look after your employees, you want to look after your shareholders, but there's also, the greater good and greater society. I think there's a balance there. And I think, from my perspective, I see it as Apple being socially responsible, and that makes me, feel good about Apple.
Well, I feel good about owning Apple products, doesn't it? And I think they do actually get a return on investment from from this stuff. It isn't a lose-lose situation for them. They are, are getting good, positive customer feelings, like you're saying. You feel good about owning Apple stuff.
It's a good vibe.
Well, this little 3% that they got going that's just out for the buck. Well, it is a tiny percentage of the shareholders, and I think you're right. It's people like even myself. Like I find that like when my hot water service broke down. Well, I didn't go out and re-buy an electric one. I spent a little bit extra and got a solar one, not just obviously because it saves me probably money in the long run, but you just want to do something for the environment. If you can do your little bit, well, and if everyone did their little bit, well, then the place is going to be a happy place and everyone's going to feel good. There's sunshine for everyone.
We can all hold hands and
we can have a love-in.
Smell flowers, yeah.
Have a love-in round the Cupertino or something. Yeah, but look, I think that's good. I think it's good that it's socially responsible and it's not an uneconomical position to take, as you guys said. I think it makes you guys feel good, makes me feel good, and to know that they're not out there in China or wherever they're making these things. Making the iPhones, they're not just out there just building smelters and just pumping crap into the air. They're looking at alternative ways to do all this sort of stuff and to make money as well at the same time. So,
the ironic thing is, any time there's some issue with the perceived issue with the sort of the sweat houses in China and where all this stuff gets made, Apple probably are the ones that take the brunt of all of that. You know what I mean? In the popular press, if there's going to be a problem, it's people committing suicide in places where Apple, where Apple products are being made.
Yes.
And yet they're probably the company that is doing most to try and combat all that stuff. All of our stuff is made in those places.
Well,
and, they're actually out there trying to do something about it.
Well, they probably paid for the nets.
Yeah, that's right. So, like this think tank mob, are they going to complain because Apple are also educating the Chinese workers. Is that another complaint? Because that's making them
they're
smarter
spending
workers.
money on something that is not directly to do with making profit.
That's right. Makes them smarter workers, which means that they can pick things up faster or spot problems earlier. Just the same as having green energy. It's just another way, isn't it?
But as you said, Garth, like you obviously buy the Apple products because they're so good, like for the accessibility wise. Like, so do you know any of your friends or whatever that are blind that are buying anything but Apple products?
Oh yeah, I mean, a huge part of the community, just like the side community, uses Windows still, loves it. The thing with Apple products is it's a company who's just about any product you get now off the shelf is accessible.
Yes.
Whereas if I went and bought a Windows machine, okay, there is now good free software to put on there, and there's some really good initiatives, but it's, not that long ago, I'd have to spend $1,000 to make a Windows machine properly accessible.
Yeah.
There's some good open source projects out there now, and it's a good, the best one in the world, free, is a NVDA. It's an Australian product for Windows.
Yeah, okay.
And but that aside,
Apple still add-ons, aren't they?
Yeah, Apple have just said, no, you know what? We're just going to do this.
Yeah, I think
they do.
That's good. So, bravo. All right, that's our first 10.
First 10 minutes.
Oh, hello, Lounge, by the way. How is going? I don't even know. I don't even know if anyone's in there tonight. I didn't log. I'm running a bit late tonight. Let me quickly just log in and so I can acknowledge you.
Yeah, I'm not logged in either at the moment.
If anyone is there. Is anybody out there? Da-dee-dee-dee-dee. Oh, PA's out there. Yeah, about time, Buffett.
PA!
There you go.
Have you finished the kitchen yet? All right. Okay, so let's come back. We're going to go to Michael's got a story. Oh, yes, we've done that story.
Yeah.
Michael, and then cool. So Michael, CarPlay, the release name of the iOS in the car development.
You take the web payment one out, did you?
No, that's a bit further down, isn't it?
Oh, right. In my version.
The chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chat payments after this one.
Okay.
Coming up later in the show, Garth. Look out for that one.
I'll keep an eye out.
That's a bit of a teaser to make you hang around.
Okay, so CarPlay. Is that going to work? Go. All right, so CarPlay. Have we heard of CarPlay? Have you heard of it? I haven't heard of it. Michael's heard of it. What's CarPlay, Michael?
Yeah, so CarPlay, that's the release name of iOS in the car development, which Apple brought out at the last developers meeting, the last developers conference nearly a year ago. Oh, yes. So the CarPlay has been officially released with a press release from Apple. So they did a little press release on, I think it was Sunday night American time. And surprisingly, like the next morning, Volvo and Mercedes demonstrated the devices in cars at the Geneva Motor Show. And the Geneva Motor Show is a pretty big show.
Yeah, nice.
And Ferrari are due to demo theirs tomorrow, which is the next day. So
must have been where all the Channel 7 viewers were watching watching that rather than Chappelle.
Yeah. To me, it looks especially like in the Merc, it looks especially just like a small iPad, but the cables are obviously in the back of it.
That looks all right. So
it looks pretty cool. I mean, this is what we've all been waiting for. I mean, this is back when the iPad came out. Remember those people that coming out with the mods of, I can pull all this out of my dash, and here's how you can mount a full-size iPad into the dash.
And it's there.
This is what we've been waiting for. It takes time, though, I guess, in car development. They've probably been working on it for 5 years, I would say, from the the development cycle for a motor vehicle is quite long.
So why can't? Sorry, Michael.
It's good in that you plug your phone in, and some apps are already on the display for your device there in the car, But if you say, Siri, ring your wife, it knows, it pulls the contacts out of my phone and runs them through the display.
Oh, okay, right.
And if I say, send a message, or it'll pull out the contacts from my phone. And then when my wife gets in the car, plugs her phone in, it'll pull the contacts from her, and so she can say, ring that stupid husband, and things like that.
And
So,
your phone rings.
Exactly.
So, why haven't we got Siri on the iPad yet? Like, we can obviously.
We do, Glenn.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, just not on the second gen.
Oh, right. Do I have it on mine? I'll have to have a look. I don't think I've got it. Are you serious?
Yours is second gen, isn't it?
Yeah, iPad 2.
Yeah, not on the
Yeah.
second gen. That's what I was saying. Just it's not on the second gen, because I know that's the one you've got.
Oh, I can not.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So that came with Retina.
Oh, okay. Right.
Does the original iPad Mini support Siri?
Yeah, the original does, which is ironic because obviously the second gen could, because it's on the iPad Mini and we're basically running the same processor.
That's
The
right.
first
But
gen
no,
iPad Mini.
buy a new one, Garth. Don't
Yeah,
use the
really?
old one. You really want Siri?
What they're going for?
Tell me, is there a
Yeah.
is there a site? Can you go to a site somewhere that you can have you can get a list of all the Siri words or actions? Because, like, say if I want to learn how to talk to Siri to make an appointment in my calendar, which has the correct title and the correct day and all that sort of stuff. Like, Michael's
If you hold
There are some good resources out there.
the home button
yes,
down on your device,
yep.
and then press till Siri comes up, then press the question mark.
Oh, right, question mark. Oh, I don't have it on my iPad. What am I pushing that for?
and then there's a whole heap of stuff in there, like
It'll give you a lot of examples and so forth.
lots, like for calendars, for Facebook, for movies, for reminders, for email, for weather, your stocks,
yes.
find my friend's phone.
So when you say the maps one there, it's got you can say give me directions home. So you could say give me directions to and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
right.
your S.
Oh, good. I'm gonna have to look at these because I'm always trying to make calendar entries, and I sort of got change title down pat all right, but I just don't know when I just want to fluently say, hey Siri, make an appointment for tomorrow 9 a.m. Go and see Joe Bloggs broken toe. I just want it to be fluent like that rather than having to check it all the time and ring all that stuff. But anyway,
Practice makes perfect.
It does.
I think helps with that one too, Glenn. So make an appointment tomorrow with so and so about blah blah.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks. All right, Garth. Apple are soon to charge for a few more things. Chat support. Is this the story you've been waiting for?
Not really, but yeah. Apparently, once your device is out of warranty, you expect to pay for support. But Apple do have online chat support like a lot of companies do now, and they're trialing. Well, they're about, in inverted commas, the rumors are saying they're about to trial a new pay for support for online chat.
Right, online chat.
Which for online chat, yeah. I mean, if your device is out of warranty, you go into an Apple store, you expect to maybe pay for something, But for the free sort of online chat, well, possibly no longer.
Oh dear. So was the online chat free, as in real time chat? Was it? Or I guess so. Well, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, lots of companies do have that sort of online chatting, and your telcos, all those sort of people have will have an online chat service to help you with technical issues.
And now you're going to be expected to fork out $19. So after you connect,
your device is out of warranty.
Yes, where's your $19? Yes, after you that's a funny amount, isn't it? Is it just because I want to keep it below 20? Like, it is a funny amount, 19. So after you connect with them, you may be asked to purchase a single incident of support. Choose a reason if you would like to request a support exception or believe you have covered a hardware issue. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, rightio. So I guess on your device somewhere or on the web somewhere, you'll be told whether your technical support has expired, whether your device is out of warranty. Interesting.
Yeah, you can do that now just by checking the serial number. So,
okay, cool.
on Apple's website. But it doesn't say how long your $19 is going to be good for. Is that for 10 minutes or for half an incident, or is it a single incident?
Would typically mean one particular problem. So you might have a few backwards and forwards. It might be, over multiple sessions, but about the one problem, I would take that to mean. That's how I've seen it implemented in other situations like this anyway.
Yeah, they're known to get people to like format their hard drive and which, formatting it, doing a zero out might take 2 hours so it tests the drive properly. And then they've been known to call customers back after a certain amount of time. So
well, that's fair enough, isn't it?
So that would all be covered under one incident. I would.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to sit there while someone formats their machine. You would be there for 2 hours.
That's right.
But look, that's probably not a bad idea.
If you're getting $19 a minute, you probably would.
Yeah. Well. And, and I suppose another thing is that they're probably, by introducing a charge, whether or not you call it small or not, but by introducing a charge, maybe they're trying to weed out some more of the I can't be bothered Googling it people. Because most of the time, you can look for yourself and you can probably find the explanation. But I'll tell you what. Yeah, sorry, you gonna say something?
Or the ones that don't want to make an appointment at the Apple Store, and they're just looking for another way of trying to get the information. So
yeah, I was going to say, I'll tell you, I've got a story to tell you later in the show about a virus and an apple. So I know you can't wait. So stay tuned for that little story of mine. All right, so that's 20. Oh, Jace is next. I was saying, where's Jace? I haven't heard of Jace. Has he had a story yet?
Yeah.
I did the Tim Cook one.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right.
Yep.
All right. So
I wouldn't leave him out, except when he deserts us because he can't be bothered because I've got to stay at work.
I've got work commitments.
Or I haven't paid my power bill, so I've got a blackout.
All right.
The cable stops working.
The V8.
You can even have UPS, but cable stops working.
There's the cable stop as well. Oh, your modem stops, I suppose. Oh, well, then you can have that in.
There must be power injectors through the streets, I'm gathering. So if you have a power outage, because obviously Exchange doesn't go dark, you lose cable. It never used to happen with ADSL.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and self-powered, the 5 volt or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes, anyway. All right. Okay, so what about the Aussie Tech Radio? AussieTechRadio.com, 24/7 tech shows across the board from Australia and New Zealand. You can jump on there, AussieTechRadio.com, and there's instructions there on how to set up your device. And it's all cool. And there's all new episodes of all these shows out every Friday. So if you tune in each week, whatever, you're bound to get new episodes and something that you haven't heard before. And it may lead you to go and subscribe to some of these shows on iTunes or whatever and support that particular podcast. So that's all good. Good stuff. Now, iPad, Jace, what's going on with the iPad market? What's that? The App Store or something? What's going on there?
There's some latest figures have come out on devices and market share of devices. And the iPad market share has dropped from 52% to 36%. But on that figure, it's still sold over 70 million, and it's still sold more than the second, third, fourth, and fifth, all combined. So I think a little bit like the phone market, there's just more devices being sold. I would suggest a lot of low value devices. There's a bit of a race to the bottom where, you can go and buy theoretically a tablet for, probably sub $100 these days, and that would still be counted in that same market segment. The other thing I'm wondering as well is, do like the latest Samsung, whatever they've got these days, phones count as tablets, given the friggin' size of them.
Yeah.
So,
the phablets.
Getting place, aren't they?
Yeah.
well,
Phablet.
isn't the new one 5.6-inch screen or something like that? The one they had...
They paid Alan to walk around with.
That one as well. Was there a basketballer in the US who was there was an ad for Samsung, and it was promoting the fact that it was such a large screen. But it's phablet certainly getting into the tablet size, and I tip the screen size of phones to overtake tablets, and tablet size to go small on the phones. There's going to be a crossover at some stage.
At some point,
Everyone's making
we'll be able
small
to swallow our
tablets and
tablets
bigger phones. Yeah.
Yeah, look,
and watch TV on our phones.
I'm happy with the size of the iPhone. I don't think you'd go too much bigger. Maybe a tad wider, maybe a tad wider, but it's just a good size. And look, if you use a phone in one hand, so it's a good size. And if you want to use it in one hand, your thumb's big enough to reach to across the screen if you have to. But you get one of these phablets, it's a two-hander. So who's driving the car? You're on the tablet.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Queensland Police did not hear that. That's
the Queensland Police. Oh, they don't matter. They don't care. They love it. Now, Apple TV. How is this? It's earned over $1 billion in revenue. $1 billion in this little TV thing. The hockey puck. This is the hockey puck, I'm assuming. So, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Tim Cook says it's no longer a hobby, guys. It's earning $1 billion. So,
yeah, and there's certainly rumours about the new one coming in that was delayed, well, reportedly delayed from late 2013 to early 2014, and it's still being spoke, maybe March, maybe April. And I guess the rumours that are buzzing around are finally the App Store's coming. Finally, well, with that, looking at some gaming, I guess, capability around it. And that might make sense with what was seen at CES and a few other shows with third-party devices, working with your iPhones, iPad touches around making them a controller, I guess. And the other thing that was being spoken around is taking the airport capability and putting that in there as well. So it can be almost a base station. So
that'd be good.
Gee, I'd say bring it on. That would be certainly very, very interesting. And interesting enough, if they did do that, I'm just wondering what that would do to, the PS4, Xbox One, the console market that I think would really
change.
Well, it would, because it's really, there's certainly still a market for it, but it would really lower, I think, that to the number of units they move. Where a little bit like you don't see the so many of the Nintendos and game consoles. The handheld game consoles are pretty much a thing of the past now.
Well, you're going to have to be a pretty big gamer, I reckon, like to buy these dedicated consoles, because like casual gamers, I don't know, like myself, I would say, and probably a lot of people, they just want to sit down and play Angry Birds, and a couple of little dead end games like that is probably enough, all that you need. And then if you start, because I put them up on the Apple TV, just screen shared the iPhone, and the kids, they just love it. They play the Angry Birds on the screen. It's keeps them amused. Or why buy them a DS?
And I think this would just polish that off. It would just work nicely. It's not the AirPlay thing. It's
especially if they keep it at a similar price point.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're buying it and it's it's the same app store, so a little bit like it might move between, because it's iOS, so it just iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, it's the same. It's the same 99 cents or $2.99 or
that's the
whatever. So
how does
and again, you get $60 or $80 for probably even $90 these days, I think, for Xbox One, PS4 game.
Well, that's
for that much, you can buy the Apple TV pretty much, don't you? The whole thing.
Well, yeah.
And I saw an ad the other day, Apple TV, $25 off your $25 gift voucher that they're offering at the moment.
Yeah, and
clear out the old stock.
Yeah, I think that fuels the rumours a bit, doesn't it, Garth?
Absolutely.
That's
something's coming, and guess what? It's my birthday mid-March, so.
So imagine if they put something like Steam support, which I would imagine that it would have the. I reckon that would have the guts to.
It'd have the guts, but they wouldn't do it.
You don't reckon?
No.
That would just that would just cream everything else. Then if they had Steam support on it,
it would. But no, I don't see that happening.
So with this $1 billion in revenue, do we know how that is generated? That's surely not just generated from selling the hockey pucks. Is it?
No, purchases through the iTunes store on those devices, I think, is where, people, rather than sitting down and using their iPhone to buy the TV series, sitting in front of the TV, there's 30% profit. Thanks very much for coming.
Yeah, because I know, Yeah, because I use that all the time. Like, how easy is it? You're just sitting down, you're watching the TV, or you sit down, you're looking for something to watch, and you just, even for free, then you do this for free, you just click up ABC iView. Oh, I missed Spicks and Specs last week. Oh, there it is. Play Apple TV, and away you go. And I think all these catch-up shows, have you noticed? Well, I believe that these catch-up apps and stuff, the quality of the picture has increased a bit. Like before, the quality
They're fantastic.
was pretty poor, but now it's good. It's good. But yeah, so good stuff.
Stop using Flash.
Yes.
Need to get over that.
Flash is finished. All right, Garth, what's South Africa? Geez, what's happening in South?
I know they're traveling the world.
The cricket.
Man. They're
We're going
travelling
pretty
the
well on
world.
that.
No, they're headed to Cupertino, to Apple, to collect data from Oscar. What's his name? Pistorius. Yeah, thanks for saying that one for me, boys. I wasn't game to take it on.
The Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Blade Runner, apparently. Yeah.
So the South African police flying to Apple in Cupertino to get Oscar Pistorius' iPhone data. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
A bit of a trek.
Yes,
but you know, we've got a murder case in the balance here. So,
well, I know, but I wonder,
do what you do.
Is it a murder case or is it a TV drama? The coverage that's getting at the moment, it's like live TV and accounts coming from it.
It's its own channel in South Africa. They set up its own TV channel to broadcast the whole time, the whole case.
You're kidding me.
Well, I guess he was a national hero, though. What wasn't he? That he, they're saying both whites and blacks sort of, all came around him, just for what I guess it's a national sporting hero, and what he did, and I guess that's well, I can't really sad how this is all, what's happened there.
I can't see him coming away without jail time, no matter how the verdict goes. It's definitely guilty. He's killed someone, so he's got to tough that one out.
It doesn't look good.
But bringing it back to the phone, at least it shows that the security on the phone must be pretty good.
Yes. There's no NSA here.
Well, does it mean that, or does it mean that there's a few South African cops that would like a trip to the US?
Probably, Garth.
All of the above.
Yes, probably. Now,
a trip to Cupertino, that might be the way to go, boys. Let's see if we can make that one fly.
Now, has anyone here ever been to the Apple headquarters in Cupertino?
No,
not yet.
Has anyone been to San Francisco?
Yes.
Oh, Garth. Because now tell me, is Cupertino close to San Francisco?
I don't think it's too far off, but yeah, no, I didn't sort of swing by on the way to the Golden Gate.
Right.
But Silicon Valley and that sort of area, I think, is
Mountain View and all that, Palo Alto, and that sort of in that same vicinity, aren't they?
Yeah, like Brisbane and the Gold Coast, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, that's where they have all the buses to their, because that's the infamous thing, isn't it? That if you work for one of the tech giants in San Francisco, they have like the daily bus, and was it Google who were trialing the ferries? So it's obviously a little trip there, and
because I'm going to go over later in the year, and we're thinking about driving from Anaheim up to San Francisco. And I thought, well, maybe I think Cupertino's on the way, so I'm going to make.
Oh, you've got to stop in on the Twit Cottage as well, mate.
Yeah, you're going to see Leo.
Yeah. Well, that's a bit further up, isn't it? I think that's further up.
Yeah, I don't think very far. Though.
Oh yeah, well,
I think Petaluma's a little bit further north, but
you're basically there. If you're heading to Frisco, you're basically there.
Yeah,
from here it's just up the street, right?
Yeah.
Well,
once you've gone that far.
Well, look, I know what you're saying, but I've got a family to consider. Well,
leave them at Disneyland. Have a day off yourself.
Anaheim, they can stay in Anaheim.
Yeah, take a tech week off to visit.
Oh, wouldn't it be good?
From Anaheim up to San Francisco, you're talking what, a 5-6 hour drive,
hours.
I think.
Yeah, about 6 hours. So I reckon
that's not very far. I would have thought it'd be further than that.
It's not a day trip, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I mean that's a fair portion up the country.
Yeah, up
the country. We're going upwards, aren't you? And then further up to.
Oh, do we need to edit that? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Coming close.
But anyway, so That's the best one yet, Jace. All right, so
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, you're not going to go any further north, are you? There's no point going up to. There's no other interesting tech companies up any further that do anything useful.
But I'll think about going over to over to there somewhere. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Now we're gonna. That's. Yeah. Do you know what you said, Jace?
That was just the way that it came across.
But you know what? No, you said something like
The video's live.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say. Well, I won't say it. But I'll tell you later. That was pretty funny. All right. Okay. Yeah, so we don't edit the video, so we don't want that going around, do we? The lounge is all right. I know you guys don't care. Okay, so we're going to come back with... Oh, Michael's got a story. All right, and what else? So this is the last 10 minutes. Would that be right? Yes. So up to 40
that'd be
minutes.
right.
Last 10, so okay, let's see how we go with this. And
we got apps. If there's anyone got any apps or...
Well, I can tell you my virus story.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's an hour.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's not actually. It's not actually mine. This is has happened to someone else. So it's not actually mine.
That's what they all say, Glenn.
Yeah. No. True. Fair dues.
I know this, mate.
Fair dues. Okay.
Sorry.
What have we got going here? That's right. We are on Facebook, eh? Facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads. And you can find us at the webpage as well at AussieMacZone.com.au. And also Michael's stories. He puts a couple of stories up there every day. And if you go to the front page, you'll see the little ticker. I suppose you call it a ticker of the headlines of the latest stories. So, go and check them out. Give us some feedback if you like those stories and whatnot. And if you do you want us to make up a Twitter feed? Just for the Apple stories, or give us some feedback. What's your thoughts? Anyway, Tim Cook, he's had another chat. What's Tim Cook on about this time, Michael?
Well, this is one of his busy weeks. So he said the new Sapphire plant that will create thousands of jobs, including for software developers. So everyone's a buzz now. So he was telling shareholders on Friday that the project the company's got going in Arizona will create thousands of US manufacturing jobs, which is what they're trying to push at the moment. For example, the new Mac Pro that they're making over there. But even more tantalizing was the report that the project would lead to an ecosystem that creates tens of thousands of jobs, including developer jobs. And the last product from anybody that I can think of that did that was the iPhone. Just created jobs over and over and over again. So.
Yeah, that was certainly a remarkable device, wasn't it? Changed the world. It absolutely just changed the world. So his new Sapphire plant. Well, that's good. What's he?
Yeah. So we don't know what they're making, but it's going to do a lot.
It's going to shine bright like a diamond. That's what
it sounds impressive.
It does, doesn't it? Sapphire plant. Whoopie doo. Yes.
And look, the Sapphire side of it, and I think the developer stuff, maybe that's going to come back to what you were talking about before, Jason, with the Apple TV and the platform there. I don't know. Is it the watch or is it the TV? We're talking about if we're talking about new developer jobs, we're talking about a new platform, not just talking about a new product. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Apple TV.
So,
look, it could well do. Yeah, but it's
How does that tie into the Sapphire plant? But
yes, I know the Sapphire plant is definitely all about the watch, and possible iPhone screens, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think that. I don't know. I guess you could have various apps for your iWatch. I'm not sure.
Who knows? It's going to be interesting to watch that little baby grow. All right, now it's time for the Michael's got an app of the week. His little app of the week. What do you got for us, Michael?
Yeah, well, there's one that I use. It's called M Secure, and it's basically like a password type app that you got to put you put your password in. It opens up that particular app on the iPhone, for example.
Right.
It's for the Mac and the iPad as well. It's about $10 an app, so it's not a cheapie. but you put all your details into it, and you can sync between your Mac and your iPhone and your iPad. So if you're making a change while you're out on the run, you've still got a backup of it.
Okay.
On your iDevice, if someone tries to go in at a certain number of times, which you set, say 10 times or 20 times, they keep trying to enter a password, it'll just wipe out the data that's on the phone.
Yeah, okay, right. And
And it's really like, because I've got to keep, because in my job, looking after customers' information, I've got to keep lots of passwords so you don't have to keep walking around and asking people.
Yeah. Well,
So I've just got them in there. They're I feel secure. I don't feel like I'm cheating anyone.
Yep. Oh, that's
Besides that, I've got all my banking details in there, all that sort of stuff. Your web, all your web logins that you've got to have these days.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that sounds okay. So that's a $10, and so it's an app there that you put all your stuff in. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
You just got to do it. That's what it is. Yeah.
So will it pre-fill things like, with 1Password and those sort of apps? They'll pre-fill sites for you. If you go to a site on your phone through Safari, is there a way to cut and paste it across, or?
Yeah. It's just got a little, the clipboard picture next to it, and you just click that.
Yep.
Paste it into your password, for example, and away you go. It's just really easy and really secure.
And so when you said that it wipes it, like I'm not. This is a question without notice, but when it wipes it, does it? Because you know how you can always get stuff back from hard drives. Does it like wipe it and triple wipe it and military grade wipe it, or is it just?
I have no idea. I've never had it happen to me. I don't let people play with that part of it long enough to find out.
Yeah, it's good how it. I was watching an episode of Sherlock last night. That was good. They had a phone code and stuff for it. Yeah, that was cool. Now, good work. Now, who else? Anyone else got a app or anything, or you want to hear my virus story?
Oh, we're all hanging out for your story, Glenn.
Oh, come on, tell us, Glenn, class.
Right.
Glenn's story of the week.
Hang on, I'll get a beer.
No, I thought it'll be a quick.
Somebody give me a scotch.
It'll be a quick one because it didn't actually happen to me. It happened to a friend of mine, and he came home. He got home one night and he turns his Mac on and everything, and no internet. It's just nothing, and he's blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. No internet. Rings up Optus and says, "I've got no internet." Optus says, "Well, you've been cut off. We've cut you off." He goes, "Oh well, why?" He goes, "Why'd you cut me off?" And they go, "Because your computer's been spamming." And so, for whatever reason, his Mac must have been infected with some sort of virus and was sending out spam. So Optus actually cut him off. So how's that? Has anyone heard of stuff like that before? Well, that was the first for me. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. So Optus must have got this guy looking at his logs or something and just noticed all this activity, just spam, and went, see you later. So he went and got his virus protector out and, cleaned it all up, rang Optus back and said, "Yeah, I'm clean now." And they said, "Yeah, righto, we'll put you back on." But that's out there, eh? Have you heard of that, Michael? Things like that happening before?
Nah, and I'll be really biased here. I don't believe it.
Yeah, right.
I haven't heard it on Mac and even on Windows. There has been some stuff where it will take people's Outlook addresses and that, but a lot of Windows stuff I've seen is more so around attacking Exchange servers and using them as relay servers to generate spam because that's a more interesting thing to do. But I haven't heard that one on a Mac. He wasn't running VMware, was he? And he had a Windows petition.
Well, I hadn't heard it on any platform. That's why I thought, oh, geez, that's Optus doing this. What? Yeah. Wow.
But has he got? I'd be worried about if he's got a wireless base station and his neighbour doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the sort of thing I'd be more worried about.
Yeah, right. All right.
It's pretty hard to find an open wireless network these days. It used to be everywhere, but anything that's come out from any of the major telcos these days is usually fairly well.
Yeah, they do pretty well with that now. Yeah.
So I just thought
I don't know. It's an interesting story. I kind of agree with you, Michael. I think there's an element to this story that we're not getting it. Let's put it that way.
Well,
something missing.
I will revisit.
Tell your friend.
Yes.
Yes.
Look, he is a friend.
It's
not
Michael
me. I'm with Telstra. ISPs' names have been changed to protect the dodgy ones.
Protect the guilty.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of the ISPs will watch that. What port number is it? Whatever port number it is.
21.
Yeah.
The 21. Yeah.
25, isn't it? For mail.
I can't remember.
for
Whatever the outgoing port is for mail, the ISPs will watch that, and if there's too much activity there, they'll I'll shut
Well,
you down. Yeah.
I will endeavour to extract more information, but alas, he's a non-technical person, so I'll see how
it
we
also
go.
might be like, is he run a business?
He used to, but I don't. Are you getting that it's online or something?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Mailing
yeah.
list?
he used to, but not anymore. Whether or not he had a copy of the website on his Mac, I don't really know. Is that where you're going with that?
No, just that. If they're saying that, ithelptoyou.com.au was spamming, and he's still got like his, even though they're not the ones doing the spamming,
Yes.
it shows up everywhere that
Yes.
ithelptoyou.com.au is the spammer.
Yep.
That's got somewhere that's associated with his IP address, so they've just shut him off.
I'll
Where
see.
it wasn't even going in and out of his place.
I'll see if I can get some more information, and we'll revisit this one at a later date.
All I can say, Glenn, is crikey.
Crikey, Stone the Crows! You got cut off.
It's true.
Struth, Ruth. All right. Okay.
The other thing I've just thought of is potentially someone's just spoofing his IP address, so he's getting all of the non-deliverables coming back, and a non-sophisticated person from the ISP goes, "Oh, you must be sending these because it's got you as the sender address."
Yeah,
so don't discount something like that occurring as well.
Yeah, all right. Well, because I suppose as far as I know, he cleaned it and they took his word. So whether or not he was actually a virus or, as you said, someone probably not knowing what they're doing and just going,
Interesting one.
yeah, look at this.
But I'd at least go in and change his Wi-Fi and his password on his router. I'd at least do that.
Yeah, all right.
That's pretty good.
You wouldn't like...
And as we all should be doing, making sure up to date with your patches.
Yes. I saw the patch you were talking about last week. That came through, Michael.
Yeah. But apparently there's another, supposedly
There's another one yesterday or the other day for, I think, iTunes primarily.
Oh, well, we'll just keep that folder open then. Apple holes. We'll keep that folder open. All right. So just make sure your patches are up to date. Good stuff. All right. That brings us to the end of this week's show. So thank you very much. Thanks, Michael and Jace and Garth. Thanks, guys, for coming in.
Thank
you.
And having a chat. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show too. We'll be back here, same time, same place next week. And until then, it's bye from all of us. Bye-bye.